Okay, so thank you again, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marco Mattiello, and I work in Contarina since 2012, 11, and I am the fundraising and international project manager. So let me first explain who is and what is Contarina. So first of all, we are located in the northeastern part of Italy, in the Veneto region, in the province of Treviso. Treviso is 40 kilometers northern of Venice. That maybe is much more famous in Australia. Um, we are a 100% public company, meaning that we are owned by a consortium that is called Priula, that represents the 49 municipalities that we serve. So the Consorzio Priula is the public authority that have the 100% of property of the company Contarina. We work in an area of 1,300 square kilometers for more than 500,000 inhabitants. Um, and the model that I will show you is working in different geographical contexts, because we have historical centers like the center of the capital city is Treviso, urban and suburban areas, rural areas, and remote areas as well, because our territory arrives until the beginning of the Alps. So what you will see soon is developed in different geographical and also social context. This is as I was telling before, how it works. So the property, the Consiglio di Bacino Priula, as the governance, so they decide the rules, the planning, and they monitor the service made by Contarina. These are all the mayors. So our 49 mayors that sits all together at the board of Priula and decide or control the quality of the system made by Contarina. And also they define the cost of the fee. So Contarina suggests, sorry, suggests the fee to the citizens that is always the same for all the municipalities we serve. And then there are some additional costs that I will show you, but the baseline is the same for everyone. And then Contarina as the service management, so the collection, and the citizen pay the fee to Contarina, not to Priula. What is important to underline is the fact that this system, this cooperation, let's call it, between the public authority, the property of Contarina, and the operation, so the Contarina, these 49 mayors that sits all together in our history made huge decisions, like 30 years ago when Contarina was not completely public, but it was half private and half public. At that time, the private partner wanted to build an incinerator, a waste to energy, but the mayors decided not to go for this solution. And this is how we started developing our waste management model. Another important thing is that, of course, these mayors are from different political parties, but a system that works gives the opportunity to work together without particular problems. So this is also an interesting experience from the political point of view. And our waste management model is based on two main pillars, let's say the door-to-door collection together with a pay-as-you-throw fee. And this is let's say, the keyword of our model, our conceptual model that sees in the middle the responsibility. So what basically means is that we ask to every single citizen, to every single stakeholder, to take the small or big part of responsibility every single day when they handle and when they, of course, they produce their waste. Uh, so from our side, asking responsibility to every single person, to every single citizen, means that we need to provide, to inform them, to educate, and to constantly communicate with the citizens in order to create knowledge about our model, our system. And this knowledge brings action at single and collective level. And these actions brings the outcomes that Mayuri already mentioned, that I will show you more in detail soon. But this is very important. So asking responsibility or giving responsibility to every single citizen. This is from how we start. So communication, environmental education. We have different ways to communicate with the citizens, with our magazine, the Eco Calendar that we send at home for all the families, with the collection days, the info points. School education is extremely important as well, because we have developed 30 different modules of education, sustainable education, and so on, from the kids from 6 years old to 18. So every single class in our territory can choose between these different courses. The eco events as well, we have, we call it in Italy, in Italian, porta aperte, that is the open doors, where we give the opportunity to the citizens to come to our headquarters and see what happens after the waste is collected from home. This is extremely important, because when people think that, okay, I'm doing all my efforts in separating my waste at home, and then Contarina comes and they bring all together again. This is not true, of course. And they can see what really happened to their waste when it's collected. And then, of course, the website and social media and the app as well. This is all this is because uh, we need to know that a kid at 6 years old, once he is educated on waste management, whether he will live the rest of his life in Italy, in Australia, in India, or in Shanghai or New York, he will certainly know how to handle with his waste. So this is extremely important to keep all the citizens constantly informed of what we are doing and what they have to do. This is the door-to-door collection, so it must be a flexible system. Let's say that a big part of our territory is made of, let's call it, rural areas, where there are a lot of single houses and with a lot of room in the garden to keep the big bins. The bins on the top you see are 120 liters bin, and every single family has different bins. So the small one is for kitchen waste. The blue one is glass, plastic, and aluminum that then are separated at our headquarters. The gray is for non-recyclable waste. The yellow one is for paper, and the light brown is for vegetales, so green garden waste. But what happened? If I live in the historical center or in the city center of Treviso, for example, I don't have enough room to keep the big bins. Contarina provides the smaller one. So the bins on the bottom are 40 liters bin, and they also can be piled, so they don't keep a lot of room in the apartments. And this is an example of responsibility, of course, because as every single family has their own bins, you are responsible of what you put inside your bin. So this is a typical example of responsibility. It's not like the common road containers where all of us bring their waste, so there is no responsibility on what we put there, but it is a big responsibility of what you put inside your waste bin. So door-to-door collection. This is the map of our territory. So you can see that the color one is the material sorting and recycling facility is our headquarters in Spresiano, and then the brown one is the organic waste treatment plant. What is important are those green dots that are the eco centers in all the territory, and the eco center is something complementary to the door-to-door collection, because the citizens go to the eco center to bring all the different type of waste that are not collected door to door. So textiles, used cooking oils, expired medicines, batteries, and everything goes to the eco center. So the citizens can use all the eco centers in our territory to bring the different type of waste that are not collected door to door. This is a special project that we developed for the city of Treviso. Treviso joined Contarina 11 years ago. It was they had their own small waste management company, and so the experience starts from a complaining from the mayor and the citizens from the historical center that as we do the collection in the early morning, sometimes all the beans that you see on the right side stays for the entire day in the historical center. As they also colorful beans, it was an impact in the city center. It is an city center. And so from we started to develop an idea to develop this project that is called EcoBus and EcoStop, that really works like a bus line. So it works in the afternoon or in the evening, so the citizen can use it after work. And it is like a bus line. So this is the example. And the EcoBus stays 30 minutes at the different stops, and the EcoStop stays for 1 hour, where the EcoStop collect all the 4 different type of waste that we have. The EcoBus collects only 2, but this is a very appreciated service that we provide to the citizens in Treviso. And we also discovered, it's funny because using this service in the afternoon, in the late afternoon or whatever, after work, people use this service also to join a glass of wine after bringing the waste to my colleagues, to the operator. So it's kind of a social event, the waste collection. This is the vehicles fleet, so we have more or less 650 vehicles. Let me underline that half of them are powered by biomethane, and we will see from where we produce this biomethane. This is the pay-as-you-throw. So the main characteristic that it is a fee for the service. It is related to the standards of service and the production of waste for single user, again, responsibility, and respect the polluter pay principle, and is applied by Contarina, by the operator. I'm not saying probably Mayuri will share my presentation, but this is all the components that are included in the pay-as-you-throw fee. So from the door-to-door collection that we just noticed to the implementation and management of the eco center that we just show, etc., etc. So it's not only collection, but it is a list of services that are included in the pay-as-you-throw fee. And it is structures like this. So there are 4 main elements that creates the parameters that every single family pays. That is the care of the territory and based on the number of household members, the element of access to the service, that is calculation based on the activated service and the bin volumes, and then a cost and element for collection and treatment. So collection and calculation based on the emptying of each bin and the number of accesses to the eco center per year, and the treatment is the calculation, the quantity of waste treated. So these four elements with different characteristics are the parameters for the calculation of the pay-as-you-throw fee. What happened to the waste that is collected from our citizens? So first, let me show you one important thing, that out of almost 400 kilograms inhabitant a year of waste production in our territory, only 41 kilograms, so the 10% goes to landfill and incineration. So only the 10% is not recycled. Then we have organic and garden waste that goes to the composting and bioplant plant. The paper, glass, and plastic go to the pre-selection plant, and then we sell it to the recyclers. And then we have another 90% of other collection, like, for example, mattresses, furniture, and so on, that are collected from the eco centers. This is an example of how we collect the kitchen waste. It's interesting because, so first of all, in Italy, we have a regulation that all the supermarkets has to give you, by law, compostable and biodegradable bag. So the citizens can choose between the supermarket bags or the bags that we provide to the citizens that are included in the fee. So the citizens have 300 of biodegradable and compostable bags a year, every family to use for the organic waste. Then we have this small ventilated bin. It is a 7-liter bin that usually goes under the sink in the kitchen. As you can see, there are some holes in this bin. Those holes give us the chance to lose the 20% of weight because of evaporation before the waste is collected, the kitchen waste is collected, and then goes to the brown bin and collected from our lorry. This is an example of the content of the impurities in the food waste in some of our municipalities. As you can see, we are below 1% of impurities in the food waste collection, so the quality is almost perfect. And what I'm going to show you is a perfect example of circular economy, because we opened 1.5 years ago a new plant that produces biomethane from our organic waste that we collect. So it is an example of circular economy, because this biomethane that we produce, we fuel our lorries for the collection. So thanks to the waste we collect, we fuel our lorries for the waste collection. And this is a picture. On the top, you can see the compost production plant, and on the bottom, the biomethane production plant. So from this plant, we have a production of 20,000 tons a year of compost that is certified for bioagriculture. And we have a production of biomethane of almost 3,000 tons a year of liquid biomethane. And as I was saying before, this is an example of how we power with this biomethane produce the methane the lorries that works with that runs with methane. Last but not least, the results we achieved. As Mayuri also mentioned, we are at 90% of separate waste collection. In the Veneto region, the average is 76. In Italy, we are at 65. Let me just show you that there was a huge performance from 2000 to 2002 when we introduced the pay-as-you-throw fee in our territory. To achieve these results, as you can see, we have 23, but almost for 2024 we are at 90%. But it's not necessary 24 years of time to achieve the 90%. This is the results of 24 years of success, and also, of course, sometimes we failed, and introducing new technologies, new models, and so on. We noticed that, for example, the city of Treviso, when they joined Contarina, after 1 year, even less than 1 year, they were at 50% of separate collection. They used the road containers, and in less than 1 year, they achieved the same percentage of the other municipalities. So it's not that you need 24 years to do what we did, but this is the experience, let's say, that we have developed. And even more important is the decrease of residual waste production in our territory. So we jumped from 2017 kilograms per inhabitant a year that went to incineration or landfill only 24 years ago at 41. In Veneto, we are at 114, and in Italy, 172 kilograms in inhabitant a year of non-recyclable waste production. Before closing my presentation, what we are doing is recognized as a best practice at European level, and it totally reflects what is the approach also by the European Commission to waste to energy and of course the circular economy. So in the last few years, the European Commission is not how can I say, looking forward anymore to the waste to energy solutions, because they are pushing on solutions like the one we adopted 20 years ago. So this is also important for us that all our efforts has been recognized, and this is also the way signed by the European Union about the waste management. Last slide is that please, I don't know what is the average in Australia, but this is the average of household fee compared to northern, central, and southern Italy. I never compared the cost of the fee at international level, because obviously the cost of life and so on is so different between Australia, Italy, and Brazil, and so on. So just keep that this is Contarina S.p.A, and the results that we achieved are recognized as the best performing, not only in Italy but international level. We are also able to keep the fee lower than the average in the rest of Italy. And thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any question.